Welcome to the Broken Shifter Podcast. I'm Caboose.
I'm Carbon, asshole.
And I'm Caboose. So we are a little short-handed for this podcast, but we have a podcast, so that's what matters. So we're just going to keep this brief. Havoc! Havoc! Havoc!
Havoc. Havoc.
Um, the racing itself was okay, apart from Harvick just dominating. The broadcast actually focused on more than just Harvick. So it was actually a race that we could watch. The only incident to actually note was between Kurt Busch and Chase Elliott. They were coming off of turn 4, and Kurt Busch's car just hooked itself, entering the tri-oval exiting 4. And he apologized. He took the blame on it. And so, very grown up of him. Justin?
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, real quick, I didn't watch the race live, but I did watch like the 15-minute recap that NASCAR's website or YouTube channel does. But and yeah, most of it was the Harvick show. But luckily, it wasn't showing the Harvick show. It was mainly showing everybody else. Yeah. So like you said, McMurray hit the wall. Kurt Busch crashed into Chase Elliott. I know Chase's spotter was not happy about that at the time, or maybe it was crew chief or whatever. But at least Kurt apologized and was like, I don't know what happened. Lost control of the car, overdrove it, something. Uh, so he admitted to it at least. I'm guessing that was probably to calm the very angry Chase Elliott fans out there.
Yeah, and he's been a bit more grown up lately too. So
Yeah, he's a lot better than his brother. Although even
especially
Kyle Busch hasn't been that bad lately. Like the last, I don't know. I can't. When's the last time Kyle Busch has actually thrown a temper tantrum? Was it like
Homestead.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything this year. Not notable, at least. Hamlin, on the other hand. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's he's been pretty good about it. And then there was quite a bit of interesting racing away from the front. Lots of passing. There were some interesting incidents between Kyle Busch. I think it was Logano did this thing where he moved up and scraped along the front bumper of Kyle Busch, and Kyle didn't really like that.
Mm-mm.
And so him and Truex drove around him, and Truex was even saying, "Wow, I'm surprised he didn't," or I would have wrecked him or something like that.
He would not have gone away with it, or something like that.
Yeah, something there. So that was interesting to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, the number 4 team received a penalty for the rear. It was a L1 penalty for the rear window not being secure, and the rocker panel was not made of aluminum. So Rodney Childers was fined $50,000. The car chief, Robert Smith, was suspended for 2 weeks or 2 races, and the team was docked 20 driver points and 20 owner points, which is not going to hurt Harvick in the long run, but
Yeah.
And then and I guess they were saying the reason they suspended the car chief rather than the crew chief is because the car chief plays way more of a critical role in that kind of aspect. Crew chief doesn't usually have much say in that. So
And on top of that, um, his race win was revoked for Las Vegas, even though people on the Reddits pointed out his Atlanta car was similar, not as bad, but similar. But they'll keep the win from Atlanta.
I didn't see them say anything about the wind being stripped.
Yep. So if
Still,
he
not
did,
going to hurt him in the long run, probably. So
yeah. So
especially
if
if
he
he's
did,
dominating the way he is.
yeah. So if he didn't get the win at Atlanta, he would be a little iffy right now. But he got the win at Atlanta, so he's locked into the playoffs, regardless.
All right, that's really about all that happened this week.
This is probably the shortest
Um,
podcast ever.
Yep. Kind of why Herden's not here. Well, Herden's not here for internet reasons. Amp's not here because he's just been busy all week. But yeah, it's just been like something we haven't really been able to really do. So
Yep.
wasn't much that happened. especially considering I think two of us didn't even watch the entire race, or didn't watch the race at all. One of them, I think, because I think Amp didn't watch, Herden watched parts of it, I believe.
Yeah, and then I
And
watched
then
the
you
whole
watched
thing.
all through, all the way through. I had
This
to
just
watch
proves
Michigan
I'm the most
Championship for the Big Ten.
dedicated NASCAR fan here.
Yeah, probably. Michigan sport or football and basketball overrule NASCAR for me. So, but all right.
So on to
so
the
I guess
picks.
to make our picks.
Yep.
Yeah. Mine are Harvick and Jones.
So it's going to be the Harvick show. My picks are going to be Harvick and Bowman.
Amps is Harvick and Bowman. So Herden's are Harvick and Chase.
One thing to note, this will be the last time Phoenix International Raceway, or IMS, as it's now
ISM.
known as, ISM, close enough.
IMS is
This
Indy.
will be the last. This will be the last race that it will be in this current configuration. For the second Phoenix race, so the one in the playoffs, will be flipped. Start finish line will be the dog leg.
That'll be interesting. This fall is going to be real weird. We got Indy in the playoffs. They're flipping Phoenix and the Roval.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Shaking
It
it up a
doesn't
little
say,
bit with what little they have.
do you have a quick pick for who do you think's going to do the worst? Who's expected to do well, but
Whatever BK's racing.
oh, I was thinking Jimmy Johnson. He's had so many problems.
Mm-hmm. He is not showing.
He's become the Danica.
He is not showing a 7-time champion. I don't know if it's the car or he lost his groove or what, but he is not showing himself as a 7-time champ.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think we've covered everything in under 10 minutes.
Yeah, shortest podcast ever for us.
It's definitely up there. All right, well, let's hope Phoenix is a lot more entertaining. And I'll actually be watching this weekend, so. The whole race.
Well.
So, okay.
I'm Caboose.
And I'm still Carbon. And Herden and Amp are still gone.
And I'm Caboose. And
Okay,
that's a
guys.
podcast.